Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is July 21st, and right now we are looking at the visible satellite imagery. Check out the marine layer along the immediate coastline here. You can see some monsoon moisture trying to bubble up across the region here, getting a little bit of an uptick in some of the storm activity. We'll take a look at those details coming up, but the big weather story is the huge ridge of high pressure that continues to dominate the weather across much of California, Nevada, Arizona, and Utah. And we'll take a look at the extent because this shows some signs of drifting off to the east here, allowing for more of that moisture to come up. We'll watch that here. No promises just yet. If you look across southwest Oregon, you can see this forest fire here drifting off to the northeast. Some of the surface smoke's being caught down into northern California here as well. So if you're wondering where that smoke is coming from, that flat fire continues to burn there across southwest Oregon. This is San Francisco temperature profile. Check out the warm temperatures at about 925 millibars, 2,500 feet or so. Then you go towards the surface, how much cooler it is. Huge inversion there, and that's where that marine layer and some of that dense fog likes to hang out. This is looking at something similar. You can see this would be the surface here. There's about 2,500 feet here, 5,000 feet, and the top of this diagram would be about 10,000 feet. So very warm air aloft here with that relatively cool air at the surface here, courtesy of the Pacific Ocean there and that north flow along the immediate coastline. So if you want to get away from that heat in the interior of the coast, is definitely the place to go. This is looking at 925 millibars, also about 2,500 feet. You can see that warm air all the way up across California, Nevada here. And yeah, just very warm aloft. But again, if you're along the immediate coastline, you get that Pacific Ocean cooling there, like Eureka, California, only getting up into the low 60s, for example. Now here you go, dense fog around the Bay Area here. This is probably on the wane right now. It's probably another hour as I'm speaking, but there was some dense fog out there. So probably a nice contrast here versus the interior areas if you go out towards the coastal regions as always. Now here we go, this day in Southern Cal weather history. You can see you can even get tornadoes this time of year. Check out 1986 and 97 here. A couple of weak tornadoes formed there, and you can see the monsoon moisture can cause flooding this time of year, although it has not been a problem yet. We'll check the extended to see if that's coming. Now looking at the current dry streak, Phoenix, Arizona, Yuma, El Centro, California, 120 days now. It last rained there in late March here, and we are in a deficit here so far this year. And we'll check out some of the temperature records here in a moment. This is Saturday and Sunday afternoon. You can see Phoenix not really included Saturday, but by Sunday, you can see these odds generally increasing across the region here. You might get some outflow winds that cool things down, at least briefly in the afternoon hours here, but probably not enough to save Phoenix from a few more days of 110 plus temperatures coming up. This is Central California here. You can see Sacramento under the heat advisory right now. This is Friday through Saturday, 11 p.m. You can see some of these high temperatures here getting up towards 110 plus degree mark there. And, stay hydrated. Watch out there. You guys know the drill. Looking at Death Valley yesterday, 123. 32 was the nationwide low there at Fox Park, Wyoming here, but a little bit lower temperature here versus a few days ago. But still downright scalding there at 123 for Death Valley. Now this is Flagstaff, Arizona, talking about that increasing moisture. You can see it kind of moving up across Baja here and trying to get into the area as this ridge is going to try to slide east a little bit here. It's not a huge signal, but it's something, and it could bring increasing shower and thunderstorm activity on into next week. This is the 5-day temperature outlook. A little bit of relief here. You can see Reno, South Lake Tahoe, Fallon starting to drop down here. Susanville getting a little bit of relief here. Still warm though. This is excessive heat warning for Saturday. This goes all the way through Merced. You can see it includes Bakersfield down here, much of I-5 here. That excessive heat warning. So you guys know the drill there as well. But yeah, the warm temperatures are going to continue across much of the area, especially away from the coastline. And this is it for Las Vegas National Weather Service. You can see the heat hazard update here. Excessive heat warnings are in effect across much of the area. Now this is looking at what's going on in the upper levels of the atmosphere. This is 500 millibars, 18,000 feet. See the big trough out there across the Gulf of Alaska, not bringing much relief here down across the southwest. But you can see this ridge showing some signs of sliding to the east a little bit. And this is trying to allow a little bit of monsoon moisture to ride up the west side of that. So that's what the hope is here coming up. You can see that ridge getting flattened out just a hair and moving off to the east. So cross your fingers. Maybe we can keep a trend going the right way here with some of this monsoon moisture moving into the area. This is looking at precipitable water, and you can see the brown is kind of below average here. And now watch, you can see a little bit start to get introduced here as we go on in through Sunday night and on into Monday here. So that's something we're watching. Maybe some of that monsoon moisture trying to wrap back around that ridge. Not a huge signal though. You're not getting swamped by moisture here, but we're probably going to see an uptick in some of the storm activity. Now this is looking at total precipitation in inches. The European, this goes at 144 hours. This is Saturday night or Sunday. You can see some of these storms bumping up on the higher terrain here. Southern Arizona as well. Maybe some showers across the Sierra Nevada here and Nevada as well. So as we go at 144 hours, this would be about Wednesday night here. So not a huge signal, but there is some signs of life here. Now coming up on total precipitation for the NAM3 cam, this is the next 60 hours. I'll put that into motion. You can kind of see something similar here. Again, not a big signal, but it is something. As we go out 60 hours, you can see some of that activity going. This is just noise along the immediate coastline. Just ignore that. This is what the Doppler radar may look like here over the next couple of days. As we go through the afternoon today, you can see some of the stronger storms down in Mexico here, but you see some of this activity across some of Arizona. And then as we go on into Saturday afternoon, you get a little bit of an uptick here and probably another uptick here as we go into Sunday. And some of this moisture trying to move up across the Sierra Nevada here. I don't know how much of this is actually going to be precipitating across some of the deserts of California here, but we'll watch that a little bit closer tomorrow. And you can see some stronger storms across the southern zones of Arizona as well. This is day 1 excessive rainfall outlook, includes southeast Arizona, and day 2 for tomorrow, and day 3, check it out. This would be for Sunday, includes much of Arizona here. So cross your fingers for a little bit of uptick in moisture. And one more look at precipitation here. That we're going to go way out in the GFS. We'll scroll through this pretty quickly here. And as you go out past 200 hours, of course, there's always hope on the GFS, right? You can see some of that increase across Nevada, maybe the deserts of California getting a little bit, the Sierra Nevada here as well. But, you know, we're looking way off into fantasy land by this point, so don't hang your hat on that. This is looking at daily max 2-meter temperature. You can see the huge amounts of heat here across the southwest, all the way up through the valley areas. And again, not along the immediate coastline. You need more of an offshore flow to bring the heat waves out to the coastal areas. And usually in the earlier portions of the summer, you generally don't get that. It's something we'll be looking for as we go on in through the summer here. But now as we scroll through the days, you can see kind of remaining hot here in probably Phoenix, going at least for several more days, 110 plus. Getting somewhat of a bit of relief here across some of the Central Valley, though. I mean, not a lot, but somewhat. You know, temperatures back down to the lower 100s for some areas, are pushing 100 there. So yeah, nothing too crazy right there, but we're going to continue to be above average. This is day 1 thunderstorm outlook, day 2, and day 3. We're going to skip that for now. But 6 to 10 day precipitation probability outlook. You can see the little bit of introduction there across some of Southern California and Arizona here, and then suppressed signal here across Nevada and some of the Sierra Nevada here as we go on it through the 6 to 10 day period. Here's 8 to 14 day. This is a little bit, get your hopes up a little bit here. Maybe we'll see how this goes. This goes all the way out through August 3rd, starts July 28th here. So yeah, this is something we'll watch for now. Just still kind of a fantasy forecast at this point. 6 to 10 day temperature above average for almost the entire region here, and 8 to 14 day, again, looking like we're going to be above average on into the early portion of August. This is July 1st through July 20th. Now you can see much of the West now above average, just looking at the plains here and some of the northern states. Northeast pretty warm too as well. Much of the southern areas above average here so far in July, and this is just going to continue to increase the anomaly here as we go through the next few days. This is so far this year, January 1st through July 20th. Again, the big yin and yang between the West and the East. But we're going to be working on these temperatures here over the next few days also. We'll see if we can get some areas back up towards normal. But this is risk of hazardous temperatures, kind of the experimental product from the National Weather Service. Check out the excessive heat down here across the southwest. It's just kind of continues on here towards the early portion of August. And you can see a lot of the country here expected to be dealing with these very warm conditions. This is the snow water content across the entire state. Still have some measurable snowfall up there across some of the recording areas. So kind of interesting. A lot of times we are definitely melted out by this time of year, but still hanging on to some snow, and especially some of the higher peaks continuing to still have snow cover with it. And this is a 7-day. We'll take a look at this here. I think I have a better one here. Yeah, let's go ahead and go to this one. You can see we're doing pretty well here. The yellow is low risk and the green is little to no risk. So there is some fire danger across Arizona here. Pretty dry out there. The good thing is there's not quite as much to burn here when you start going up towards central and northern California. So this is a good thing so far across the region. We'll continue to watch this here as we go through the next few weeks. This is seasonal temperature outlook. This was issued yesterday. This is August, September, and October. Check it out. The above average signal continues across much of the West. So yeah, there it is. That's the signal. And you can see kind of the muted suppression there of the monsoon here as we go through the later summer months here. Yeah, monsoon lovers don't like to see that there, but we'll see how this trends. But anyway, yeah, hope you guys along the coastline are enjoying it, because later on in the summertime, you'll probably be subjected to some more extreme heat, get some offshore events, and start to include you. But anyway, that's where to go if you want to beat the heat. Get out to the coastline there. And it's a good thing we don't have too many fires across the state of California and not a lot of smoke across Arizona and Nevada right now. If you look back up here, you can see all that smoke being produced across Canada, being introduced mainly east of the Rockies here. So yeah, at least we can claim no smoke as of right now. We'll see if that maintains that through the summer. But anyway, I didn't do a video yesterday, didn't have time, but I'll try to do these every day still from here on out. I might skip a day at a day once in a while, but for the most part, I'll be doing these all the way on in through, as long as I'm doing this channel probably. But hope you guys are liking the videos. Click like and subscribe. Leave some comments below. Let me know what else you guys would like to see, and we'll do this again tomorrow, and I'll talk to you guys then.